We're going to do some ACA step work here. I'm going to finish step one, or at least give more of an effort. And completing step one, I've gotten through a pretty good chunk of it. You know, it's pretty deep and intense stuff, man. Right now I'm on the denial part of it. And question 4 of denial says, am I honest about how my parents treated me when I was growing up? Did I fear one parent or both parents? You know, I kind of didn't have a dad. My mom had men in and out of our lives, you know, for a large majority of our lives, man. And my mom just wasn't parent material. She wasn't ready to be a mom. She grabbed everybody else's kids, but with hers, she wasn't trying to do it. And you know, I recall my mom having, you know, maybe 3 serious relationships in my childhood. And the one that had its biggest effect on me was the relationship with Anthony Howell, my mom's boyfriend, from 94 until, I don't know, 99, and Burning Sage, sorry. You know, and Anthony was pretty abusive, man, to me especially. You know, physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually. You know, dude did some foul stuff, man. And I vividly remember most of my childhood. I choose not to talk about it. But, you know, being an adult child of a dysfunctional family and doing the step work for ACA, adult children of alcoholics and dysfunctional families, has helped me to accept that it's not okay, the things that happened, but they've happened. And, you know, I gotta move on. You know, started this podcast about a month ago, Nails, Knuckles, and Fatherhood. And, you know, I still teeter-totter with ideas of how to be a parent. You know, I personally have 1 child, but I've picked up 5 other great kids along the way, from age 24, almost 24, down to, you know, 7. She'll be 8 here in a couple weeks, and a granddaughter and a grandson, you know. And me and my oldest daughter, as I would say, my oldest, we fucking butt heads, man, and it's bad. But it's me and her. She's got to be in control of everything. I have to be in control of everything. And she doesn't even have a reason to, in my eyes. She just feels the need to be a control freak. Don't work with me. Love her to death, but it don't. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we've pretty well established that, you know, if we're going to have an argument, we just ain't going to talk because it's just going to get hateful. And I don't want that no more with her. You know, I live in northern Michigan, the Upper Peninsula. And I just moved here almost 3 years ago. Sorry, I was checking on the baby there. It's like 2 something in the morning. And, you know, I moved here almost 3 years ago with my significant other. And, you know, upon moving here, I started recovering out loud. You know, when I got here, I was a meth addict. I told everybody I was a meth addict who wasn't using, which is true. I wasn't using. You know, June of 2025. I had 23 months, 17 days, and I'm snorting dope at a job site, building houses. And then for a whole year, until March, I was snorting dope, eating dope, making dope, doing dope, being a dumb bitch, man. And I destroyed a lot of things along the way. But I definitely destroyed the progress that I had made in Traverse City, Michigan, through treatment, through working the 12 steps in Narcotics Anonymous. And I reverted back. Man, that was stupid, you know, because I came all this way, man. But I'll get it back. I know I will, you know. I'm only how many ever days right now as opposed to years or whatever, but I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I think the guy who's got 2 days is better than the guy that's got fucking 20 years clean and sober in the Narcotics Anonymous perspective of things, because, you know, NA is, I don't know, it's different. But this ACA is helping me be my own child, my own adult, my own parent, and helping me to understand that it's okay, you know. And, you know, being neglected by my mom, being beat by my mom's boyfriend, you know, from being hung out the window 2 stories up in the air with an orange extension cord, from an apartment, like an apartment style house. I was hung out the window and left to die. And my mom tapped. I remember looking up, I'm looking up, my mom holding on to this rope or this extension cord, trying to pull my weight up so I don't choke. And I remember her saying to him, pull him back inside, it's daylight. Neighbors don't need to see him die. I don't know what I did to deserve that. Nobody deserves that, man. But the things of the past make, what I'm saying, have had an effect on my child. My childhood has had an effect on me to where I, have moved on from a lot of it, but I have not from some of it. I'm grateful for where I am and what I am today, July 4th, 2026. I'm grateful for the past, which made me who I am. Anyways, if you're struggling with addiction, I recommend reaching out to, get help. There's multiple ways to get help. Nobody has to go to treatment. If you don't think you need treatment, then don't go. But I'm here to tell you, you fucking do. Because you're going to get high again eventually. And that could be the last time you get high. Been through treatment twice, man. That's what it is. Actually went through once and only went through 12 days the second time and came home. But I'm working this step working book right here. And it's different, but it's a good approach that I've taken. And I'm grateful for it, You can reach out to, anybody. Go to Google and just type in, substance abuse treatment facilities near me. Turn on your location on your device and it'll pop up with somewhere. Up here's Great Lakes and other places, Great Lakes, Tekoski Halls in Traverse City, Harbor Halls in Petoskey, Michigan. I'm sure there's other places, Dawn Farms, CPI, which has changed their name. There's ROCs, which, Recovery Outreach Centers down below, and, Blue Water Recovery Outreach Center, which is Pat Patterson down there, and we're here on Michigan. Up here, we got Self-Inspired Wellness and Recovery, which is a recovery community organization, which is newly founded, and they're just starting to kind of take off, but they have a group of great staff there. I'm the Justice Outreach Provider. Laura Porter, dear friend of mine. She's a good lady. She's an awesome ass lady, man. Laura's a good person. She is the life coach, family support specialist, recovery coach, Colleen Marie Monroe. She's the founder. She's a great lady. She's very understanding, very helpful, very wise for only being as young as she is. Anyways, man, don't let your past dictate your present. Fuck your future. Do something good today. Have a great holiday. I'll holler at y'all.